Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. We'll be starting in just 1 minute while people are logging in. Thank you for joining us today. And just hang tight. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. We're excited you've joined us for today's session on converting website visitors into leads and revenue. I have a few housekeeping details to share before we get started. This session is being recorded, and you should receive a link to the recording tomorrow by email. Please feel free to share this webinar content with colleagues that could not attend today. A question and answer session will immediately follow the presentation. If you have a question for our speaker, please type it into the questions box in your GoToWebinar panel on the right side of your screen. This webinar is hosted and sponsored by Suttle-Straus. If you don't know us, Suttle-Straus was founded in 1910, and over 100 years, our company has built up the equipment and expertise to handle almost any print project. We offer creative design services, web, sheet fed and digital printing, displays and signage, direct and transactional mail, custom online marketing portals, kitting and fulfillment, and promotional products. For more information, please visit us on the web at Suttle-Straus.com. Now I'd like to introduce our speaker for today's session. Morgan DiGiorgio is our connected mail product specialist and the go-to guide for providing omni-channel solutions. Morgan, I'm going to hand it over to you and you can take it away.
Thanks, Megan. I'm excited to be able to present and talk about a new opportunity today to everybody on our call. Now, who am I? I'm Morgan DiGiorgio. As Megan said, I am the connected mail product specialist and go-to guide for solutions that pertain to this platform. I have over 17 years professional experience in various business sectors, in particular sales and marketing. I have a BFS in business administration and management from UF. I am a licensed real estate agent and a subject matter expert for marketing solutions that drive high response and results. And so a marketing solution that we're going to talk about today, is a very specific technology. I typically speak about integrated marketing or omni-channel marketing, but today we're going to hone in on a very specific technology, and we're going to tell you how we can identify who your website visitors are and how you can retarget them to get extremely high conversion rates. Okay, so the average business uses 4 or more marketing channels when they are promoting. Okay. Now, all of those marketing channels are driving traffic to your website. It doesn't matter what that marketing channel is, whether it's a billboard, radio, direct mail, TV commercials, digital, everybody's responding. And according to MIT, 90% of people are going to your website. Now, I know that's how I respond to marketing, whether I get a direct mail piece or a friend of mine tells me about a product or service that I have to look into. The first thing that I do is I go online. I want to run my due diligence on that business, that product or service, and I want to do a little bit of research on it, which is great. We want people on our site. We want people to respond to our marketing. However, Google Analytics shows that 96% of those people are going to leave, okay? They're not going to convert. In fact, we're getting about an average of a 4% conversion rate or less on our website. So with advertising, with our marketing, we're creating reach, but people are not necessarily converting once they get there. These are the people that we are building up an interest with, but they really need to be nurtured into conversion, okay? And what do they do when they leave our website? Well, they go to the competition, right? I want to know, I'm a savvy shopper. I want to know what other businesses out there are providing the same products, services, what their price points are, what their reputation looks like. So unfortunately, a portion of our marketing is also driving traffic to our competitors. Okay, we all want to be pro buyers. We want to know what we are buying, know what know that we are getting the best bang for our buck, and so we are running our due diligence. So marketing 101. Okay, 80% of sales are made between the 8th and the 12th contact. The majority of our customers aren't going to convert unless they have been touched multiple times by that marketing, by that advertising, or by the organization. And you have 3 different types of people that are going to make it to your website, okay? First, you've got the people that don't want to buy at all. They're just browsing, never going to buy. Then you have the people who are not ready to buy yet, but they are a potential buyer. And then you have the people that are ready to buy right now, cash in hand, okay? And that is that small 4%. Now, what we want to focus on is consumer B, okay? The person that is not ready, they're going to buy, but they're just not ready to buy yet. This is the 96% of people who are going to leave your website. Okay, so we've heard this a million times now. 96% of people respond to our marketing, but they leave our site. So what are we going to do about it? Well, most businesses utilize digital retargeting to re-engage. Okay, this is Google, social media retargeting. You're looking at something, you leave the website, and that product or service is following you everywhere. They're doing it micro-targeted, product-specific, that shoes, that bag, that airline flight is following you everywhere, or they do it on the branding level. So you go to the website and then Geico Insurance is following you everywhere, okay? Most businesses have included this into their marketing strategy. So what if I told you that you could do the exact same thing with direct mail? So what is retargeted direct mail? It is sending custom mail pieces to customers and or prospects who are engaging with an organization on a digital channel. And 47% of marketing respondents said that direct mail increased conversion rates. And we'll get into how and response rates a little bit later in my presentation. First, I want to tell you a little bit about the technology and how we do this, but from a very high level, okay? So today we're going to talk about LeadMatch. LeadMatch is identifying the anonymous website visitor on your website, and it is meant for 2 things. One is for proving direct mail attribution, which is not what we're going to talk about today, okay? The second is building the perfect mailing list. When we think about marketing, okay, 65% of marketing is who you are marketing to. So when I'm going to send out a direct mail campaign, the first thing that I need is a rock solid list. Now, I can get a lookalike list. I can get a list of people that may be interested, in my business, product, or service based on certain parameters. We have access to phenomenal technology in terms of list acquisition. We can get you a list of people that like teddy bears and ride unicycles, okay? We can get very targeted lists for you to mail to of people that should have a very high interest in your business, product, or service. But that is not telling you people that are actually interested. And what happens when we build you a list of people that are on your website, we are building you a list of people that are actually interested and people that are literally telling you inadvertently that they're interested because they are on your site. And this is super integral because 96% of people that are interested, that do end up getting to your website through some marketing channel or from some referral, they aren't even filling out a web form, okay, at the bare minimum, letting you know that they are interested. So LeadMatch is providing you with a phenomenal opportunity to find out who those people are so that you can market to them. So how does this work? A very specific pixel is put on the back end of your website. It goes on the header, the footer, literally takes about 30 seconds, okay? Anybody can do it. It's a quick copy and a paste. Every single device, okay, whether it's a phone, laptop, computer, tablet, whatever it may be, every single device has a device ID. And that is like a social security number for that device or a fingerprint for that device, okay? So, what we do is with this pixel when it goes on your site is that we capture data from 3 different points, okay? The first point that we capture data from is from the IP, okay? The IP address that website visitor is pinging off of. Now, this isn't very accurate, okay? And again, this also is not reverse IP matching. If you've ever heard of that, okay, this is something that is done at the household level where we are identifying who somebody is based on the IP address that they're pinging off of. But again, like I said, it's about 30 to 45% accurate because not everybody pings off of an IP that is registered to them. Like for instance, when you're at your office, you probably don't have any affiliation with that IP, or if you're in a Starbucks or, you know, wherever you may be. Also, if you happen to be at your residence where you would have an affiliation with that IP, you know, say something acts up with your modem and you reset your modem, well, guess what? Your IP address changes, okay? And it takes about 7 to 14 days for that data to be updated. So, you know, when we're searching by just the IP address, it's just not that accurate. And for that reason, it's a very valuable data point, but we also take it several layers further. So we first search via the IP, but then we look into the unique device ID. And that is where we can get a 95% accurate residential address for that website visitor. We then drill down another layer further and we look at the cookies on that device. Okay, and there are several different kind of cookies. You know, one kind is autofill, like when I go to fill out a form on my phone or my work device and automatically my name, address, email, phone number auto-populates. That is a cookie, okay? I allow these cookies on my device for convenience sake, right? Or sometimes I might get in my car in the morning and there's traffic and a little icon pops up and it says 22 minutes until such and such address. Well, that address happens to be my office, okay? That is a cookie. My phone knows my behavior. I allow this for convenience sake. I want my devices to know my passwords. I want my devices to anticipate my actions because it makes things easier on me. And so consumers allow these cookies for the most part for convenience sake. So when we're identifying somebody on the website, you know, we're identifying based on the fingerprint of the device. Also, if it's a computer or laptop, we're identifying via the browser and the device and all of the cookies on that device plus the IP address matchback. We take all of that data and we ping it across a 300+ point patented match system so that we can pull out and find out who that person is and deliver to you a 95% accurate postal address. Okay. Now, in addition to that postal address, we're also able to see what did this person do on your website? What actions did they take? What pages did they visit? How long did they stay on that website? How long did they stay on each page? How many times did they go to the website? So we're knowing, you know, what they're specifically interested in, how interested they really are, you know, based on how much time they've spent. And now I've got a 95% accurate postal address where I can turn around and send a direct mail piece tailored specifically to what their product, service, or solution interest was. And I can send them a very targeted offer, pushing the edge of that needle over into conversion. There is nobody more qualified than an anonymous website visitor to receive a direct mail piece, okay? They are literally raising their hand and telling you, hey, I'm on your site, you know, I'm interested. So now I know you hear me talking about giving you a residential postal address, and you might be thinking, well, you know, if you're in the B2B space, well, what does that mean for B2B? You know, I'm marketing business to business. I don't necessarily want a residential address. Well, what I can tell you is that what I gather, you know, the challenges that I gather from my clients in the B2B space, you know, go something like this. They have challenges identifying who the appropriate point of contact is. You know, in a business, maybe we're sending a direct mail piece over to marketing manager, or well, maybe that's not, you know, the appropriate point of contact, or maybe it's not the decision maker. And sometimes there's turnover in a business. Or if I'm sending a direct mail piece to a business, how am I ensuring that it makes it past the gatekeeper's desk? past the receptionist, past the office manager, and into the hands of the right person, the right point of contact, and somebody that is authorized to make a decision. Well, another challenge that we've been having, especially in this time and space, is that a lot of people are working from home. Okay, so they're picking up the phone, they're dialing in, they're going into a phone tree, they're ending up in somebody's voicemail, they're sending emails, and they're being ghosted, right? Because people are working from home, they're utilizing their cell phone numbers, and it's hard, prospecting for business if you're in sales. So what we can do with the LeadMatch Pixel for B2B, when we're acquiring that 95% accurate residential address, you are identifying the actual person that is showing the interest, that decision maker, that person that is on the website specifically looking for that business solution for the organization. You are identifying the decision maker, and then you are turning around and you are sending them a direct mail piece to their residential address and getting it into their hands accurately 95% of the time. Okay, so I read 100% of my residential mail because I don't want to not pay my electric bill or miss a credit card bill and get a late fee or, miss some type of important thing that's coming in the mail to my residents. I have several different business ventures and interests. And, when I receive something relevant to my business at my residence, I consider it, right? I bring it into the organization or I take a look at that. So now you're bypassing any gatekeepers, you're identifying the appropriate party, and you're delivering the marketing piece to them at the right place 95% of the time. Super, super effective for B2B. Now I want to go over some statistics. Just so you understand, this is a newer technology. Statistics and data is still being aggregated when it comes to utilizing this kind of micro-targeted marketing. There are some statistics, there is some market data that has been done for direct mail retargeting, and then we launched this technology in January of 2019. So we do have our own internal statistics on how this has been performing across several different industries. So 81% of consumers want brands to get to know them and understand when to approach them and when not to. If they aren't interested and they're not wanting to buy, the message isn't going to be well received. If somebody is interested, they're willing to buy, the message is going to come at a serendipitous moment. Okay, and this is how we're creating that serendipitous moment. Average direct mail retargeting response rates when mailing to these leads is between 9 and 18%. That is astronomically high. Okay, when you are mailing to people who have been on your website and who are getting a 9 to an 18% response rate on those mailings, that is increasing the response rate overall return on investment of all of your other marketing efforts by re-engaging those prospects and getting them to convert to purchase. Remember, all of your marketing is driving people to your site, right? That means all of your digital marketing, radio marketing, TV broadcasting, direct mail, all of your marketing across the board is driving traffic to your website. And now we are going to capture and identify who those people are that are responding to your marketing so that you can be following up with the right people while also building you a list of new and interested prospects that you can continue to market to. Okay, this 9 to 18% statistic, that is across 260 different industries that we service that are participating in this direct mail retargeting technology and this type of direct mail retargeting campaign. I want to talk now about abandoned cart, or, if you're in the B2B space, abandoned form, okay? Abandoned shopping carts is super huge right now because there's a mobile shopping postage promotion. When you have a QR code or some type of code that is on the direct mail piece and you are driving people to an e-commerce site, you will get 2% off postage. Okay, that is an incentive to mail during the holiday season. Once you drive people to your site and you have people placing items in their shopping carts and not checking out or starting to fill out a form to reach within to your organization and they abandon it, the direct mail retargeting is actually creating a 14% decrease in abandoned shopping carts and an 8% increase in average order size. You'll be able to know from your LeadMatch report the actions that people took on your website, and you'll be able to see granularly by postal address if the person did abandon the shopping cart, and then you can send them a direct mail piece, send it to them with an enticing offer to come back and check out. Okay, creating less abandoned shopping carts or drive them back to your site so that they reach into the organization, creating higher conversions and higher average order sizes, because now you're also offering them a discount or something additional to come back and complete the purchase. That is very, very powerful. Okay, those are the people that are the most qualified to mail to. The people who are basically ready to make a purchase, but they just haven't done it yet. So 47% of marketing respondents said that retargeted direct mail increased conversion rates. Again, if you are spending money on direct mail or print advertising to drive people to the website, to prospect, or to stay in touch with customers, and a vast majority of those people are leaving, we need to do another round to those people that were interested. Think of it like a funnel, right? You have the people here that you think are the most likely to buy, they're the most likely to convert, and that's your initial mailing list, right? Or your initial marketing list. Then you have the people that are interested, take an action, go to the website, and then you have the people who are converting. Okay, that's the narrowest part of the funnel. But what direct mail retargeting is going to focus on is the people who took an action but who didn't convert. This is a drip follow-up or a micro-targeted campaign, and the sole purpose of it is to increase conversion rates. To increase conversion rates on any type of marketing that you're doing, because all roads are leading to the website. So it's that middle of the funnel that is what needs to be concentrated on. You know, those are the people that we need to move down over into conversion. So 60% of marketing respondents said that retargeted direct mail increased return on investment, because when you take what you paid initially for that advertising or marketing, then the cost of the drip or the micro-targeted campaign to increase conversion, and you add it all together, it's creating a higher return on investment, because now you're getting that higher conversion rate. Another cool fact about this is that 68% of marketers who used retargeted direct mail reported an increase overall in website traffic. So people, again, are getting these pieces, they're coming back to the website, it's creating more traffic to your site, people are looking at more things on your website, and so the more traffic you get, the more relevance you get for that website, which means the higher you come up for organic searches. It just helps across the board with all of your marketing as a whole. So I want to show you, just a little simple case study here, okay? You know, this was a key to success, for direct mail retargeting. This was a resort that was engaging in direct mail retargeting, and they increased their conversion by 20%, okay? This was about 4 months ago. This specific resort did direct mail retargeting for people who were searching for vacations. And then when they left the site and didn't convert, they send them an offer with a voucher to where they could book anytime during 2021. Okay, they could take advantage of the offer, book all the way out through 2021. Super effective, right? Because people are wanting to get away, they're wanting to book a vacation, but during that time, they're a little leery, considering the time and space. Do I want to travel right now? So it was really effective, by giving them a very attractive offer and very relevant, considering, hey, people want to travel, but they're not sure. Now they're eliminating that barrier of fear, for that conversion, and they're getting a 20% increase. That's a pretty strong increase on conversion rates for people that are just browsing on a website thinking, hey, I'd like to get away, right? So pretty phenomenal. Let's talk about the 4 stages of direct mail retargeting, okay? This is very important, tying it all into consumer behavior and recognizing that you want to optimize these micro-targeted campaigns. We have to understand that people are at one of these 4 stages when they're on your website. So they're either at the awareness stage, consideration stage, purchase stage, or the loyalty stage. So let's look at the awareness stage, okay? These are people who are just browsing on your website, but they aren't necessarily looking to make a purchase today, okay? They're going to your homepage, category level pages, maybe even product pages, but they're not drilling down into individual products. And the message that you should retarget these people with should be pretty broad, but relevant, okay? A strong call to action to get these people enticed to come back, to start looking at those granular things on the website. Then you have the consideration stage, okay? This is where people are looking at specific products. They're also looking at reviews, testimonials, things like that. This person should receive a mail piece that specifically speaks to what they were exploring, and it should have a compelling offer that is in conjunction to specifically what they were looking at. Then we get to the purchase stage. Okay, this is specifically with abandoned shopping cart or abandoned form. Okay, I put it in the cart, I start filling out the form, but I don't convert, I don't make the purchase. These are your hottest people. Okay, these are the people you need to be focusing on. If you do nothing else, you need to be doing this, because this is where you're going to push those people over into conversion. And it has to have a compelling offer, okay? And I'm going to show you examples of direct mail pieces that were utilized for direct mail retargeting with compelling offers, okay? So loyalty stage. I hear this a lot, you know, hey, Morgan, why would I want to purchase a list of my customers who are coming to my website? Well, 80% of sales come from 20% of your customers. You know, that is a general statement, but if you really break it down, residual income, customer retention, super important, right? If a customer makes a purchase, or they take an action, or if they're just going on and looking at something, that is worth its weight in gold to you. When a customer is on your website, you know, they've ordered from you before, but now they're looking at something else, okay? Can you create additional revenue streams for yourselves by selling your existing customers other ancillary service or product offerings? Absolutely. So this is valuable to you. You know, now that you have this information, you can retarget them with a very specific message for that product, educate them on it, what they were looking at, and tell them how it's relevant. You know, just because you have your customers' contact information, you don't know what customers are doing on your site, and you don't know what other products or services they're interested in. So knowing they were on your site and knowing what they're interested in is valuable information for you, and it creates an opportunity for you to sell them something else and or create continued business with that customer. So now let's talk about the keys to success when it comes to direct mail retargeting, okay? So first of all is speed. Speed, okay? These people are hot, they are on your website now, and you should be sending them a direct mail piece within 40 to 72 hours of their most recent visit to your site. This is so essential, okay? Think about it for 1 second. You don't have to be elaborate with the mail piece. Just have a standard postcard, you know, that's ready to go and that automatically goes out. It's delivered in 1 to 3 days, okay? As long as the offer and the message is compelling, it will be effective. Speed is everything. You know, it's really the most important thing. You don't necessarily want to be direct mail retargeting somebody who visited your site 30 to 45 days ago. You know, they've probably already made their decision or purchased. You know, if I'm shopping for a car right now because it's about to break down, or maybe it got totaled and I've got a big fat insurance check, and I'm on, you know, these car dealerships' website looking at their inventory, and you send me a direct mail piece, you know, 2 months later, you're a day late and $1 short, you know, because I got a vehicle, you know, a month and a half ago, right? So speed is everything. Your message also needs to be relevant to what the website visitor is looking at. So if they were looking at A and you send them a postcard about C, it's just not going to be as compelling. It's not going to stand out. It's not going to impinge. But you can use the data that you're provided in your LeadMatch report, and you can send them something targeted, based on specifically what they were looking at. The call to action is super important because they need a reason to act now, as opposed to waiting in the wings or acting later. So your call to action or your offer is super essential, okay? Like give them a time limit, in addition to a reason to act now. So let's take a look at some examples, okay? The first one here is about hyper-personalized messaging. This card is personalized to Jay, okay? So what that means is we took the list of residential addresses and we appended additional data, which we can do. We can append first name, last name, email, phone numbers, right? So, hey, Jay, we know you're a sneakerhead and we got you. 25% off on our new collection. Notice they didn't say, hey, Jay, we know you were on our website. They just say, we know you're a sneakerhead and we got you, okay? They know he was on the website. They know that he was even on the new collection page, okay? So now they're offering him 25% off to come back and convert. So let's take a look at another one. This is for BlendJet, a portable blender. I don't know if you've ever been to their website, but when you go and you put a product in your cart and you don't check out, they instantly offer you 10% off, okay? 10% off if you check out now. They give you a code, right? But they obviously need to go above and beyond that with their direct mail retargeting to entice the people to bring them back. So the direct mail piece is offering them 15% off and giving them a code to come back and convert. So you can see how simple these pieces are. Clean lines, stands out, the offer's recognizable immediately, okay? This is an example of micro-targeting based on digital actions taken. The card right here, Come Back to Bed, for this home goods store, they utilize Come Back to Bed as their design for the people that abandon their shopping cart. So cute little play on words there, play on the concept that they almost got into bed with the organization for their bedding and purchased. Then you have the people on the right who didn't put anything in the shopping cart. They were just browsing around on the website. And so it's just real simple, greetings from Parachute, home of all things soft and cozy. And then on the flip side, they had a call to action. So again, very recognizable, very simple design. This is key. Use an offer that they can't refuse. I mean, obviously, the better the offer, the higher the conversion rate you're going to get. So if we take a look at Graze, their offer was a free Graze box. The person had to put in their name, address, and credit card info for shipping, and then it automatically opted them into receiving that box on a monthly basis, okay? But they're putting their money where their mouth is, okay? They're offering them one free box. That is incredibly enticing. And again, they're giving them very clear, simple, step-by-step instructions on what they need to do. Okay. So use expiration dates, okay? It's extremely essential. Give them some time that this is going to end for them so that they have to act now. This expires on this date. Another thing that businesses are doing, especially in retail, to get larger orders is a sliding scale offer. So like when you buy 2 pairs, it's this amount, but when you buy 3 pairs, it's this amount, right? So a lot of retail is starting to do this because it's increasing their average order size, and people will take advantage of it, especially if they attach free shipping, once the order gets to a larger purchase amount. So, this is also a very valuable tool for nonprofit and fundraising, okay? For nonprofit, appeal mailing, fundraising, very integral and important to always be building and increasing our donor pool. We're typically mailing to or prospecting our past or previous donors. Those lists can become saturated, not to be morbid, but people pass away. And we always have to be increasing our pool of donors to be soliciting monetary donations and contributions from. So by utilizing the LeadMatch Pixel, we're able to identify people on our website that are interested in, our philanthropic efforts, whether it's volunteer pages or maybe they've been on the giving page. And we actually generated 2,200 prospective donors for one local nonprofit organization with the LeadMatch Pixel. So really phenomenal. But the other thing is that, even in fundraising, we still have to increase our conversions. We have to retarget people. It's that time of year and I'm getting my appeal mailings from my alumni, the help feed a family, donate gifts for families for Christmas, and I love contributing to all these organizations and, businesses alike. Maybe we have additional funds on hand and we need to, dump off some extra cash, for tax write-off purposes and things like that. But I'm busy, right? And I forget, and I need to be reminded. I literally need that serendipitous moment to be created for me when I have the right amount of time, I have access to my checkbook and or my debit card, and I'm ready to make that donation. And so utilizing this type of direct mail retargeting in the LeadMatch Pixel is very effective for the nonprofit space as well. Now, before I get into questions, I want to show you an example of what the LeadMatch report looks like. Okay. So here we have an example of what the LeadMatch report looks like. Okay, so we can see that there's a street name, city, state, zip, number of page views to the site. Most recent visit date and time stamp. If this was attached to a mailing, we'll tell you the first and last name of that website visitor. And then you can see the top 5 URLs that were visited, number of times visited, average duration of time spent. And that way you can send a very targeted mail piece. Okay, you can send them something that they were interested in, based on the websites that they were on. And we can market to the people that were showing the highest level of interest because they were spending, a longer length of time on the site. We only give the residential address for these leads, not to be limiting. It's all we legally can provide, but we absolutely can append other data for you, okay? Whether it's first name, last name, city, state, zip, phone number in a lot of instances, email, or not city, state, zip, becomes a city, state, zip, phone number, email in a lot of instances. And so we absolutely can append other data for you. You can also filter your purchases. So, once you have the leads on your website, we identify them. You can filter by geolocation, city, county, state. And I do want to caution you against filtering because, you may not necessarily want to limit yourself there, okay? Like I did have a real estate client that was upset that there were leads that weren't in her geographic location. Well, I'm a licensed real estate agent. I mean, I can tell you that I definitely wouldn't be limiting my leads to people that were only in my geolocation because, what if somebody has a vacation home there that they need me to list and sell? Or what if somebody is moving to my location and they need me to help them find them a home to buy, right? And so there might be certain businesses or industries where you may want, to limit your LeadMatch purchases geographically, but I definitely want to tell you to err on the side of caution with that. And then you can also filter your purchases by date. So you could say, maybe you ran a really specific offer, October 1st or October 31st, and you want to purchase those leads. Or maybe you just want the last 7 days, okay, in a certain geolocation. And so that's how you can filter your purchases as well. So that's it for today. As far as content goes, this is a very unique and specific technology that, what I find for our clients is very specific to their business. And so, I would encourage you to reach out to your Suttle-Straus rep to talk strategy about how this technology might work for you and your particular, goals or business individually. But I would like to open it up for any questions. If anybody has any questions about what they saw today, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thanks, Morgan.
Hey, thanks, Megan.
Yeah, we will now open it up for questions. If you have a question for Morgan, please type it into the questions box in your GoToWebinar panel on the right side of your screen. While everybody's submitting questions, I put up a poll so you can let us know if you'd like more information on this LeadMatch service through our connected mail offering. We can get you a brochure with the details, schedule you a private demo to kind of show how it would work, or get you pricing if you'd like to buy the leads off your website. So you can check as many boxes in the poll that you are interested in. Morgan, first question is, how many URLs come in the LeadMatch report? Is there a limit?
Yeah, so we just report on the top 5 URLs that they visited. So just 5.
Okay, great. And just to clarify, so the LeadMatch report is only the mailing address, and if we want the name of the person, we have to do an appending service for that, correct?
Correct, yeah. So postal address is not a violation of privacy. It's publicly known information. So although we are able to acquire and capture a ton of other data about the website visitor, we are only allowed to disseminate one data point. And so we pick residential address because, what are you going to do with John Smith, right? There's not much you can do with that. So we pick residential address because you can engage in direct mail retargeting, and it's also one of the most valuable data points because it's a 95% accurate residential address that we can go back and we can reverse append other data like first name, last name, typically, somewhere between 80 to 90% of the time, email, phone number, and even cell phone number, in a lot of instances.
Great. Question from Mary asks, is this technology compliant with like GDPR and California privacy laws?
Yes, it is. Yep. So the CCPA, right now GDPR is not, there's no GDPR in the United States. It's only in Europe at this time. And that has to do with an opt-in policy, and it's not something that is applicable to the United States right now. And then the CCPA, all that Privacy Act really talks about is disclosure, disclosing that there is actual code on the website or that we're capturing certain information. And then, of course, providing them access to a privacy policy where they can request what that information that you captured is, and then also asking for it to be removed. So right now, the only state that that's relevant in is the state of California. However, if you want to err on the side of caution, have your web developer have your site updated for compliance with CCPA, so that you just have those disclaimers on the site and that incorporated into your privacy policy.
A question from Tanya asks, is there a way to eliminate people who did convert so you're not like one of those web retargeting ads that's following somebody who already bought?
Yeah, so once you capture your website visitors or your leads, I would highly recommend that you suppress them against conversions. And then, of course, to have the best utilization of your marketing dollars, you only market to the people who didn't convert.
Great. Well, that's all the questions we have for today. If you have a question you didn't get a chance to ask, or if you think of something later, you can email them to me at marketing@Suttle-Straus.com, and I can get back to you. Everyone should watch their email tomorrow for a link to the recorded presentation. Thanks, everyone, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.